Welcome back to the tutorial for the LEGO MP5. Today we'll be finishing the mechanism and building the whole exterior. So let's get straight into it. First thing we're going to need to build is this. Now this is going to be the firing pin, so you can see that's a 9 long beam with a pin and a 1x1. One of those, that, and a little L with one of those ball joints, and then I believe that's 5, and that looks to be another 9. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it to the part of the MP5 you built last time, and you're going to slip it in like that. Now you're going to build this. It's a 3 long thing. One of those, a pin, one of those, and that's one of those holding that in. And what you're going to do is you're going to put it on right there, and then make sure this part is scooched like that, and then you can do that. Now we're gonna build the trigger. It's a 7 long beam with these, a cam piece in one of these, I believe a T piece, one of these, an L, a 2 long, one of a 3 long pin, one of those that goes through with a 1x1 pin, and then one of those right there. Hopefully I'm explaining this well. There's another one of those 2 long things right there, and then this is those pieces that go through, and then these and one of these, and you're simply going to take this and it's going to hook in right here, so you can see that it goes right in front of that pin, and it should push back that. So now take a white rubber band and you're going to put it in right into here. You kind of gotta shimmy it, then you can hook it up to there, and then you're going to take another white rubber band, and this one is going to go from this all the way up to that, and then you can sort of see how that'll work. Now you can build this. It's just 2 of these thin 4 long plates with one of these, and then one of these. And what you're going to do is you're going to hook it in right here. Low-key a bit difficult. Okay, so now you're gonna build the handle. So it is a, what looks to be, I'm pretty sure that's 13 long, 15 long, and 7 long, L, 3 pin, stud pin, 3 pin, and then right here is one of these, some red of those, that, and then right up here is simply 3 long with that. Essentially what you're gonna do is you're gonna hook it in there and right there, and then that'll be your handle. Of course, you're gonna add on some stuff to it. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a L with 2 pins in it, and you're going to hook it in right there, so it should hook there and there. And now you're gonna take one of these smaller L's, and you're gonna hook this one into those 2 pins and across into there. Now you can take this, it's a 7 long beam, stud pin, regular pin, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna hook it in there, and just like that. Now you're gonna make this, I believe that is a 9 long beam, 3 long pin, one of those pins, one of those pins, and another one right there, kind of hard to see. But hooks in this stud pin right there. And what you're gonna do with this is you're gonna actually take 2 blue rubber bands, and you are going to put them over like that, and sort of hold them out with your fingers as you put this in. And what you're going to do is you're going to set this in right here. Try your best to get these rubber bands not to snag on anything, because of course you don't want to squash your rubber bands and destroy them, and I am kind of doing that right now. So I managed to get them in without squashing them off camera. I needed, an easier way to do it. But now what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these rubber bands. First off, loop them around for the front. Try not to catch them on anything. And it's gonna go right there, right? And then this one is actually gonna go across back here onto there. And now you actually have the mechanism almost finished. You need to take a third white rubber band and you need to put that in here across here. There's actually meant to be 2, not just 1. I didn't realize that. But now it works. And also this right here is meant to hook into there. Now you're gonna build this. Now I'm not gonna go part by part on it because it's really, you know, up to you how you wanna build it. And as you can see, mine is actually missing some pieces. I just stole them for other mocks. But essentially, all that matters is that you have this Technic beam that goes through. It doesn't really matter the length as long as it's at least this long, which I think is only 11. And then there's this little pin here. And over here, there is a little area that is open. And you know, I'm not gonna show you piece by piece because you can build this however you want, but essentially it hooks in right to there. And the reason I'm not really giving you piece by piece is just because so that you guys will build your own designs and won't make it just exactly like mine. And you guys can have your own, you know, you'll have the mechanism, but you'll have your own unique, you know, you'll have your own unique look to it. But I did get it. As you can see, it just sort of goes in there and there, and you can sort of just replace these plates back on. Now, I hope you guys can figure out how to build one of those for yourself, but I have absolutely no doubt that you can do it because, you know, you guys are here building Lego guns engineering, so I have no doubt that you can build one of these for yourselves. So this is a very crucial and important step, and I probably should have mentioned this before, but essentially you just need to build these long, three tall, like, plate things, and you can see where I have some extra plates on the inside, and these are going to be kind of hard to hook in. I wish I would have put these in the first tutorial, but it's too late. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to slip them in for the front, and they're going to hook to these snots, and you can use these plates to guide them into place. And the first one that you hook on shouldn't be that difficult, though it's breaking, but the second one is going to have a lot less room to hook in. But essentially you're just going to try and get that in and shimmy it. I recommend sort of using a brick separator for the top to sort of help lock these in, to sort of like wedge it in, sort of like that. I hope that you guys can see what's happening. It's a little bit chaotic, but that should give you a good idea. Essentially that's so that the darts don't catch on all these Technic pieces as they shoot out. So these are very important. Okay, so now we're going to build the magazine. So you're simply going to take an 11 long beam with a 3 long pin, L shape, pin, and then there's a pin, and one of these. And up here, there's one of these, 3 away from there. And right here, 2 of these, and then just a tile and a clip. And up here, 1 of these. Now, you're going to build this. So this is a very long yellow thing. It's actually 11 studs long, as you can see. And it has 1 of those, 3 of those, and a 3 long pin with a stopper. So now you're simply going to take this, and what you're going to do is you're going to slide this in like that so that these face outward. And for the smoothest possible function, you're going to want this yellow pin to actually come out just by a teeny tiny amount. Now you're going to want to build this. It's 13 long beams, 2 of them with a, I believe, 7 long beam. And you can see that 7 long beam is hooked in with a pin there, that's the only pins that hold it in. And then down here at the bottom is a 5 long axle with 1 of these, 1 of these, 1 of these, some pins, stud pins I guess, and then another 5 long axle that goes through this, and then right up here is simply 1 of these and 1 of those, just like that. And what you're going to do with this is you're going to take this and you're going to hook it on right there to there, and then here to there, just like that. Now build this. It's simply an L with a 4 long beam, a 4 long, and a whole bunch of these, and then a pin. What you're gonna do is you're going to take this, you're gonna hook it in right there onto there, let it slide down, and now you can take this and hook it right there, and this should slide up and down. Take a blue Lego rubber band or any rubber band that'll work, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna hook it to there, pull it up over here, and then down onto here. Just like that. Now you're gonna build this. It's an 11 long beam with one of these things hooked into there, just like that. And one of these up here, one of these things, blah, 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 and one of those. And this will simply hook right up here. And then this can actually hook right up into there. And then that is your magazine. Now, well, the magazine will work. It won't really look good. So if you want it to look good, you can simply take some wedge plates, some snot, and you can actually hook this in here and hook something like that on the other side too. And once you have that, you can simply build something like this that you can then clip onto the bottom of these studs. Now I'm not going to show you exactly how to build this because I recommend building your own. My design really isn't that great, but if you do want to do something like that, then that definitely is cool. So now you're going to build this. It's just simple 4 long 1x4 plates, 1x4 tile, and up here it's kind of an obscure piece, so you might not have it. Pick out these axles, then you can see how it's actually built. So it's simply 2 axles and one of these really weird parts with these on either side, one of these on the bottom in between, and one of these up. Set that aside, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna make this just 7 long beams with some pins, and then you're going to grab one of these L-shaped pieces with some pins, and you're going to put that in there. Another one of these 7 long things, except with 1 less pin. And then you're gonna build this, just some L's with some pins and a pin facing up. And then you're gonna put it on like that. And this little thing, which by the way, you can totally build your own version, will just go up in there. And then you can simply place it on the gun by hooking it in like that. There is meant to be a little slope there, but for some reason I'm missing it. I can't find it, so we'll just have to ignore that. But to test your magazine, just slide it up in. It should lock, shouldn't be able to be pulled out. And then when you press this right here, then it should drop out just like that. So now we're gonna build this. It looks to be a 9 long, a 7 long, and you can see pin with a 1x1, a 3 long pin, and then there's this 1.5 pin with this gear rack. And then this piece, more of these, and some pins. And what you're going to do, is set this aside, and then you're going to build this. I'll walk you through the steps. So it's just some of these, a L, another L. Okay, so it's just L, this, these, L, one of these, this, blah, 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 and then those hook into these right there. Hopefully you guys can see. I know you guys are smart, so you guys will figure it out, even if I'm doing a really bad job of this. And there's one of these right up there. Okay, so what you're gonna do now, we're going to take this, and you're going to slide it in under that gear right there. And so hold it in place, and then you're gonna place this in, and this pin should go down in here, just like that. And then this one up here should go here, I think. Like that and like that. And then, yes, this should pull in and out. I simply just put together some plates to be a stock. And I know it doesn't extend very far, but it's essentially your stock. So as you can see, there are all these side panels that, you know, go all over the whole gun, but those would be very difficult to show you in a tutorial. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the measurements of them, and then you can build your own custom ones. They'll probably look way better than mine. So this top one is 42 studs long with a 7 long back. And it's 5 wide and a little bit tall, you know, and there's a brick right here just for looks, and it's very important that there's a little indent in it. You can see how there's plates on the outside, and that's so that the mechanism doesn't hit the top. Now, it doesn't really matter what shape you build that as long as there's enough room. Here's how that should look when you put it on the gun. Now this one is 40 studs long. This one is 41 studs long because it has this little bit that sticks out, and you can see there are some different, you know, shape and variation. This is 6 wide, and it has these slopes that angle out. You can see this big indent, and of course I'm not going to go into like too much detail, but you get the point. And then I'm not going to show you the measurements of these. These are simply the panels that go on the handle. They kind of suck. I would recommend building your own. They're completely unique, but yeah, that's basically it. So let's put it on the gun and see the finished product. And that right there is the finished product. So let's test it. Take your magazine, pull down here, grab a 3 long beam, drop it in. You can load quite a few, but I just am loading in one. And then you're simply just gonna put it up there and just pull the trigger. There you go, there it is. Please subscribe.